Welcome back. So your rotations today are going to consist of in small group. If you're in person, we're going to do a similarities difference thing where you get a chance to talk to a partner. If you are at home, you're going to do the bucket list, and then we'll switch those around for the next day. So if you're virtual today, tomorrow you'll do the similarities and differences. For software today, we're going to complete a personal playlist, and I'll explain what that is. And then for the independent reading, what you'll do is you'll watch 4 more book talks today and fill out that paper online. So this is what I'm going to skip over because you guys will do this tomorrow in person. And what you're going to do today is please do not complete the similarity difference thing because you don't have anybody to interview. I don't want you interviewing a sibling or a parent or a guardian. I want you to talk with a classmate when you come back here. So even though it is in the module, please skip over that, okay? What you're going to do instead is complete this bucket list. And if you don't know what a bucket list is, I have included a link here for you to watch. A bucket list is a concept of making a list of things you want to do. From the movie, it's before they die, but for you guys, it's a list of things you want to accomplish before you go into 8th grade. So it could be something fun, it can be short term, it could be something you want to accomplish just before you move on to 8th grade. It can be personal, it can be school related, it can be anything you want. But what kind of things do you want to do or accomplish before your 7th grade year is over? That's what you're going to fill out today. Anywhere between 10 or 15 things is good. So that's the first one. When this video is done, you can get on and do your bucket list. And then everybody today, virtual or in person, for the software rotation, you are going to create a personal soundtrack. And what that means is if you've ever watched movies and hear the music in the background, or some movies have really good soundtracks because they have great music with them, you're going to pretend like your life is a movie, and you're going to pick 6 songs that explain who you are as a person, basically. Okay, so it can be something as simple as, you see my example here, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, and all I said is this song would play in my life because I remember being in the car and going on road trips and just singing and belting it out at the top of our lungs. So this would definitely be a song in my personal soundtrack. Now, if it's a song that you just simply like, that's fine to include it, but I don't want every explanation to say, I really like this song. This song is cool. That's not a great explanation. Like, how is it significant to you? So make sure that explanation is really detailed and you tell me why you chose it. All right, so we saw 4 books yesterday. What I'd like for you to do is open a new window and go back into yesterday's module, or it's even in your drive now. You can look up book talks, bring up that document again, and I'm going to do 4 more book talks today with you. All you have to do is watch and simply mark if it's something you would like to read or not. And the first one is Ghost Boys by Jewel Parker Rhodes. After 12-year-old Jerome is killed by a white police officer, he watches over his family, friends, and community in the aftermath. Together with a band of ghost boys, he struggles to make sense of his fate. So that is Ghost Boys. If that's something that sounds like a good book that you'd want to read, check yes, no, or maybe. And we're going to move on to the next one. The next one is The Girl I Used to Be, and it is by April Henry. Olivia Reinhardt has been on her own since her parents died 14 years ago. After new evidence comes to light about her parents' murders, she heads back to the only place she had family. While Olivia tries to figure out what actually happened in her past, she also has to hide it and her real name. As Olivia gets closer to the truth, things get more dangerous for her as she is surrounded by suspects. Okay. The Girl I Used to Be. Next up, How to Disappear by Sharon Huss Rote. Vicki Decker likes to go unnoticed. So unnoticed, in fact, that she has a mental terror list of everyday things that might bring attention to herself. On a whim, she takes to Instagram and creates her secret alter ego, Vicurious, a girl who isn't afraid to stand out in the crowd. Hiding behind Vicurious, Vicki suddenly finds herself with a growing number of followers. With newfound fame and a powerful social media platform, Vicki's worlds are starting to collide. Will she be able to handle the fame of Vicurious, even if it means her true self being unnoticed? Or being noticed, sorry.
You've probably heard of me.
Come on, y'all!
Vicurious. At last count, I have 56,701 followers. I'm totally internet famous, which is the same as famous these days. Look at all these cool places I've been to. Except, it's not my real life at all. My name is Vicki Decker, and I can barely make eye contact with another human being, let alone go on all these adventures. I invented Vicurious just so I wouldn't feel so alone anymore. And the thing is, it's not just me. There are tons of lonely people out there. Maybe I can help them. How to Disappear at your Scholastic Book Fair.
That one sounds pretty good and probably relatable. So, How to Disappear, is this something that you'd want to read? Yes, no, or maybe. Finally, the last one for today, Ivy Aberdeen's Letter to the World by Ashley Herring Blake. When a tornado destroys Ivy's home, she feels lost in more ways than one. As she struggles losing her home as well as her notebook of personal drawings, she receives the push she needs to be true to herself in ways she has been hiding. All right, so that's Ivy Aberdeen's Letters to the World. Last one we're going to see for today. We'll do 4 more tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, and that will be all of this year's YHBA books that I will book talk. So don't forget to mark yes, no, maybe, and maybe this is a book you can put on hold for when we actually get into the independent reading time. And for the last thing, what I want you to do is get on and for the discussion, I want you to write a song from your playlist and why it describes you. And I put playlist. So that is a mistype on my part. But from your playlist, why does it describe you? Have a great day.